Now to Conservative commentator Alex Deane, who joins us down the line. Alex, as always, good afternoon to you. James Forsyth, very respected political editor of The Spectator today, saying it is now a matter of when, not if, the Prime Minister faces this no-confidence vote. Is that your sense as well?
He may be right, and I think I actually think The Spectator running total that they've got on their website is missing a couple of people who've confirmed they've put in their letters. So I think the real number is a bit higher than James and co are actually counting. That said, as we saw with Theresa May, as you were reflecting with Tom a little earlier, it can be quite hard to get to the totals required. And bear in mind, there's more Tory MPs now than there were under Theresa May, so you need a higher number. I'm not sure that it's a case of when, not if. If a vote does come about, I am sure that the Prime Minister will win it. But I agree with the conclusion from that you were reflecting on with Tom when you were speaking to him, which is that it wounds a Prime Minister per se to have a vote in their leadership, whether or not they win it.
I think this all come about because there was a sense, wasn't there, last week that Sue Gray's report wasn't quite as damaging as some had suggested. In fact, many Tory MPs publicly and privately expressed that. And yet, over the last week or so, many of them have clearly gone back to the constituencies and somewhat seem to have changed their mind. Or what's at play here, Alex?
I think some of it is to do with feedback from their associations in their constituency and from their own voters. Bear in mind, a number of the people who've voiced disquiet about the current state of play in Westminster are Conservative MPs who sit on majorities that are relatively small, where the second party are the Liberal Democrats, who've seemed to be making great hay out of recent events. And I bear in mind, too, that we've got two by-elections coming up that do not look great for the Conservative Party, both being fought for bad reasons, both in the southwest and in Wakefield. I think that the Conservative Party is looking in difficulties in both of those. And that kind of situation is quite a salutary one for sitting Tory MPs who worry about their own seats. I think there's a bit of that, whilst I do accept your premise that I think that the Sue Gray report didn't really change many minds. I think people who were in favour of the Prime Minister before remain in favour of the Prime Minister. People who hated the Prime Minister before still hate the Prime Minister. I don't think that the Sue Gray report really changed things for many people. And I also think, with regard to events in Number 10, a large number of Tory MPs would rather that we were able to move on from so-called Partygate, but they're being forced to come back because of media attention and because people raising it with them in their own patch. I think all of those things are at play.